Hello everybody, welcome to the Ask a Medium live show here on Ustream TV. I am your host, Reverend Ivy Rivera, Psychic Medium, coming to you from the Ivy League Psychic Academy at 4511 Main Street in Amherst, New York, where we are raising up the next generation of light workers. We teach classes here at the Psychic Academy on psychic mediumship development, Reiki, astrology, tarot, meditation. We work with children and adults. We have all kinds of fun events going on here. You can look up more information at ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com, and you are able to Skype in for a lot of the classes if you can't actually be here in person. We are working on a downloadable program so that in the next month or so, you should be able to bring the classes to the comfort of your own home and receive the same certificates and certifications that you would receive if you were here in person. So I strongly encourage you guys to check that out. I'm really excited about getting that going. Basically what I'm doing here, every week I do this show, and we're about to take it out onto the road to historical locations. I know I've said that a couple times. We're still putting it together because this is new for us. But we are answering questions, whether we're out on the road or we're here at the Academy, on psychic mediumship, lost objects, paranormal activity, spiritual development, whatever your questions are, you can send them on in. Now, mediumship means that I am able to communicate with your loved ones on the other side. So if you have people, animals, guides that you're looking to speak to, you can ask those questions of me and they directly communicate through me. Now, the questions, you can text them in now to 716-602-1391, or you can go on to the Ask a Medium business page on Facebook or the Ask a Medium event page through Ustream TV, okay, also on Facebook. And I just wanted to announce too, we have the Statler Towers Psychic Fair coming up next Sunday. Not next, actually, it's this upcoming Sunday. And I'll be there doing a gallery show as well as private reads, along with my brilliant 16-year-old psychic mediumship daughter, Rivera. And then the following Sunday, I'm at Margin Manor Winery doing a haunted ghost tour and possibly also private reads there. So check that out as well. We have a level 1 psychic mediumship development class starting up March 17th, if you guys want to register for that. An empathic means lecture is when? February 29th. That lecture helps empathic people deal with OCD, bipolar disorder, social anxiety disorder, ADD, fibromyalgia, all kinds of things that can act up in the body when you are very gifted and it starts to accumulate. We need to learn how to manage those energies. So check those out as well. Okay, I have a message here from a Kevin who is saying he is not seeing live stream. That we have no visual?
We do. We do.
No, Kevin, you're wrong. You are wrong. We have visual. Are we positive?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, we're just a bit late. We apologize.
Oh, I'm not seeing live stream. Right, because we started late tonight. Okay, I'm in Buffalo. So what that means is that I'm living in tundra and tunnels of snow like an Eskimo at the moment. Okay, so that's part of what happened tonight. So we do apologize for the delay. Okay, I know you guys have some questions coming in, and I have a few here as well. Where do we want to start?
You can start with your text questions if you'd like.
Okay, let's see what's going on. That is something else. Okay, so we have from a 984. Hi, Ivy, could you tell me the name of my spirit guide, please? My name is Trish. Here's a little problem that I have with giving names of spirit guides. I believe, and I train people in a class called Meet Your Guides, I believe that it is up to the individual to meet their guides directly and get that name from the guides. I believe that that's part of the relationship building process. And I strongly disagree with psychics and mediums who are always tossing the names of the guides out, because what it's done for my client base is confuse them. It's taught the clients that there's a very specific way of communicating with their guides, and that they sort of aren't empowered enough to get that information from them. That is not the case. You are more than capable of hearing your guide's name on your own, and you really need to be doing that by spending time with them. Through either sitting and maybe even in 5-10 minutes of meditation alone. Ask your guides to come and visit you in dreams and to give you their name. If this is something you've already been doing and they're not giving you a name, they don't have one. They want you to name them. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of a backward question. I do want to say that I have specifically a male guide who comes through with you, and what he is talking about is you journaling. It almost looks like paper and a pen and sitting and jotting down the images and the things that they're telling you. And I also feel like I sit in the back seat of your car, which is usually a symbol for a protector guide, but I don't feel like that's what he is. I feel almost more like a joy guide, but is watching over you and giving you a lot of information when you're driving and relaxing. So be paying attention to that, okay? Thank you for that question. Okay. I have another one coming in here from a 771. Hi, Ivy. I was wondering when I would finally meet the man I'm supposed to marry, plus any information about him is appreciated. Thanks, from Sally. Let's see. Okay. The first thing that I'm getting with this person is, okay. Well, the first thing, actually, is this is like a timeline. Over here is the past, this is present energy, and this is the future. I have them coming from this direction. So I don't feel that this is anyone that you know. I feel like this is somebody new coming in, and it would be a fresh, brand new experience. I do feel a lot of a bond, though, between the two of you, so I do want to say that it has potential past life connection, and it seems almost that in this past life that I'm looking at, he would have been more like a father to you, a caretaker, and is bringing in a lot of possessions that you need. I'm not saying that you're financially unstable or that you need him per se, but that mentality of wanting to come in and take care of you and give you things would still very much be there with him, and that's okay. I feel like enjoy it. Let him give. Feel free to give. You don't need it, but it's nice. And so you'll enjoy that. I feel like just let him do that. I actually feel like that's something you've been looking for, so it feels like you're already in tuned to that. It seems to me like you've had a pattern of the last 3 people that were takers, and I don't just mean materialistically. Okay, there was a lot going on there that was real crooked, and I have a grandfather here who says the last one was almost just like a total dud, like emotionally, and I just feel like in a lot of ways. Okay, just not a giver, not good. So we have this coming in. He also originally looked to me like he had very dark hair. I know that's how it may have been. Okay, maybe changing a little at this point. And I got a strong Italian feel, or almost like a strong Greek type of a feel from him, which isn't necessarily exactly what you need to look for, but it's more the personality type, okay? It's like he brings this powerful, kind of dominant personality. I also feel like he loves children. God bless you. I feel like he loves children, and I feel like he has a way of being very sensitive and playful. There's this other side to him that I really feel like you bring out. And I feel you guys just traveling around and enjoying yourselves very much. I'm feeling like possibly the 9th month out, this person would start to come closer. Right now there are some things that need to be addressed. So that'll fall within free will, okay? Where exactly on the timeline it's going to fall. But I'd say between 9 months and a year to a year and a half, a year to year and 7 months, somewhere in between there, I do feel him coming closer. And there's something about water and travel going on with him. So that's probably happening right about now, okay? Yeah, I feel too like he's smart in business, okay? And so that would be the first thing that you notice with him. And they're showing me a very nice watch that feels to me like I'm supposed to say a Rolex of some sort. So, it's, yeah, looks good. Okay, good luck with that. Thank you for that question. Should we take one from here?
Sure. All right, so this is from Ustream. This is from user Katie Caitlin D. Mm-hmm. She said, does my grandma have any advice for me? I'm at crossroads about some things.
Does your grandma have any advice for you? Okay. I want to say all of a sudden a whole bunch of people step up with you. I do feel like I have a grandmother coming through from mom's side. I also feel like I have a grandfather coming through. And then I feel like I have some people coming through on dad's side of the family. And someone who feels like an uncle type energy, watching over, very protective, like uncle, brother, friend type energy, and he's bouncing a basketball. And what that's going to mean is that you need to just be having more fun. And I feel like engaging more with people. I feel like Grandma had a lot of pain, like in through the neck. It's possible this is something that you're dealing with, but it feels to me like stress she's talking about with you. Okay, she's talking about sort of learn how to release that. She said, better yet, learn how to not let it in at all. So I'm under the impression that you may be over-absorbing other people's stuff, okay? We were just talking about empathic ability at the beginning of the show. Google it. Try to get in here for Empathic Means lecture, February 29th, ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com. Check it out. She's mentioning basically that this is the way she would have been, open-hearted, letting everyone in, but she's like, there's a time to start blocking it out. I feel like there are people around you who aren't necessarily taking you into consideration or how their actions and words are going to affect you. It's more about me, what's going to work for whatever it is that I'm trying to get done or what I need to get for myself. So you need to be quite mindful of that. What was the question? What does Grandma have to say to me? Was that her question?
Yeah, does she have any advice for the crossroads that she's at?
Oh, okay. I thought there was something else. Hold on a minute here. Okay. She says that with this, you've been approaching a mark where it's almost like a hill or like a mountain, like you're going up, and then you need to get back down. I feel like you've been at it for quite a while. And she says from here on out, it's just sort of like enjoy the ride on down. So you need to take into consideration everything that you've been working on and what you really wanted. It seems to me almost like one path is obvious and makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're at a higher vibration, and the other one feels a little dead and stale. And she said it will stay that way. So go with the path that makes you feel enlightened. Okay, and that really has far more to do with the way that you used to be and the goals and the plans that you used to have, even if it looks different and it might be a little daunting. She just said, I'm with you. I'm holding your hand. Keep going forward. Okay, good. So I'm being teased. And then, okay, what do you have there?
All right, we have one from Facebook.
Okay.
This is from a Diane V, and she said, did my husband see the white light, and did he make it to heaven?
Okay. And I keep hearing the name Michael surrounding this, and so I feel like that's a connector name somehow. Okay, reach out to that person, or that person will be reaching out. But what I'm really getting with him is a very peaceful feeling. I feel like there was pain and pressure in my head. It feels like I'm getting really exhausted before the passing, and he just said, you know, I had to let go. He's talking about it was almost like I wanted to let go. I tried. He keeps giving me this image of like holding on to the edge of a cliff. It's almost like if I were on a mountain and I was hanging off the side. I'm like, I'm holding on, and then I'm like, I can't do this for anybody else. I feel very much like you were in his thoughts. He just says, you know, you were very, very much in his thoughts. You guys were in his thoughts. I feel like 4 people, possibly 5, in particular, being left behind. And he mentions his father. Okay, so I do believe I have, you know, his father here. He's with his father a great deal, he mentions. But in particular with you, he said, you know I did. Okay, you know I did. He said, you knew I would. You know I would. I feel a very bold personality with him. It's almost like you had to ask me that. Okay, but he's also talking about giving you kisses, and I feel almost like he kisses you on the mouth. It's not like he's blowing kisses. It's like he's kissing you on the mouth. And I want to say that sometimes when he's doing this, you make it a sharp pain in the side of your head. Sometimes they just carry that energy, so you can properly identify how exactly they passed. And it could also cause you a little bit of anxiety or heart palpitations when he comes through. But also, he just says, you know, in your dreams, I'm there in your dreams, and we're spending time together, 2 in particular, that are undeniable. Yes, he's doing very well. Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. Something about a daughter as well, a younger girl, watching out over the younger girl. Yes.
Okay, we have another question from Facebook, from Katie T. She wants to know, will I start dating?
I feel like you're more than ready to start dating, but I feel as though you need to be in control of this. What I mean by that is don't take whatever lands on your plate. You know, you need to be real specific. I call it manifesting. If you start thinking, and I would even get a paper and a pen and I would write down 15 things that you want to, I'm going to pound some people at the end of the show again. I'm going to just, where's the shovel? Get out of here. So I feel like what you really need to do is manifest, okay, what it is that you want. Smart way to get started is to take a notepad and a pen, and you want to write down 15 things that you want in a partner. And it needs to be specific, like situations. In the event that my car broke down, I want this person to automatically, come and get me, like not debate or try to fix it over the phone. I mean, whatever it is. Get specific about what it is that you want. And what I was sensing after that, and this is coming from your relationship guide, but also a grandmother who feels like she had kind of a big energy about her. I feel like she's silly. I feel like she always has a joke. And I feel like she has a very uplifting kind of energy about her. She's also manipulating, she says. Okay, she's manipulating this. We want to bring the right person into you, but it feels like it may require some almost like dating sites or situations where you would be around a lot of people with the same interests. But I feel too, like, watch for warning flags. Your heart is wide open. And I feel like anybody who rubs you the wrong way the first time, maybe analyze whether it was intentional or it was truly an error. And the second time you see and you feel like it's intentional, cut it. Okay? Thank you very much for that question. Good luck with that. Looks fun. Yes.
Another one?
Sure.
Okay, this one's from Ustream, and I have to preface this for you. This wasn't me, but it's going to be kind of funny for you. This is from a user, Lemon Rice Rules.
Oh, I love rice.
And they said, was I a witch in a past life, or was I someone who was killed for being psychic? Thank you.
Okay, were you a witch or were you killed for being psychic? I feel like the first thing that I'm seeing is what feels to me like, I'm hearing tribe, okay, which is sort of a byproduct. That's another life. So there was something that you did tribally that makes me feel good. I feel like you were important. I feel like you were valued, and your gifts were validated by the rest of the community. That also happened. Unfortunately, in conjunction with your question, I'm going to have to go over to this other life. That feels to me like you were imprisoned. And I'm sensing you in what looks like more of a dungeon. I'm sure the older prisons, the newer prisons, I'm sure aren't far from it. But it's more like you were left in a situation where you were not well enough cared for, that you were able to survive the circumstances that went on in there. So you may have some issues in this life with dirt or where you sit. And you may have some issues with like bathroom cleanliness, and it looks like you may have some issues with possibly even skin rashes or spots on whether you have like dermatitis or whatever it is. You may be carrying a little bit of that. I also feel like there was a lot of trouble down in the stomach, and so it feels like part of the problem may have come from the inside, so I wouldn't be surprised if you deal with stomach sensitivity issues with digestion. And yeah, it looks like that's probably part of the reason that you were in there. Okay, so if you can sort of break that on down and get past it, that would be wonderful. We definitely want to have you back out there working as a light worker. Nothing to fear in this life. We're very fortunate. Most places. You have another one there? Should I go on to these?
You can go on to those if you'd like.
Okay, and then I'll check back with you in a minute. Okay, hi, my friend Jim's anniversary death was a few days ago. We had some good times. Does he miss those days, or any thoughts he would care to share? Thank you from C. Okay. The first thing that I'm feeling when, I'm reading this question is just a very sweet, sweet nature. I have him coming in from behind me, but it's funny the way he walks up. He doesn't just come right up to me. He almost like stops and he's smiling and he's letting me know that he's behind me. And I was like, are you coming closer or are you just going to stand there? He has a funny way of standing at a strange distance, okay, that most people don't. Even when they stand over there, they don't tend to notify me that they did it. They just do it. And so he's funny. He may be mindful of how he comes through and how and when he does things. So he's very specific. I do feel like he's trying to let you know when he's around and it's a time in your life when you need support. Not just I'm letting you know that I'm here, okay? Like a lot of family members tend to do. He is talking about your job, and I feel almost like you're trying to climb. I feel like you're trying to climb almost like a ladder, and there are like pieces of the ladder missing a little bit, and you're saying in a stressful manner in your head, if these pieces of the ladder don't show up, like I'm gonna flip out, I'm gonna lose it. You're like, where are they? We're very like type A, like what is it, who's doing this? What's wrong with this? And he's talking about, it's almost like ride things a little bit easier, okay? Just sort of go along, and if something's done and you don't want to deal with it anymore, then be honest about that and move on. But I do sense a lot of prosperity in the work with you, and I sense you in leadership, and he was making reference to what almost felt to me like the conversation and moving around. I don't know if you guys traveled a lot together, if there was just a lot of, whether it was like parties, just social events. It feels like you went a lot of places together, and he's like, that I miss, but I don't miss it totally because I'm still doing it. I'm here with you. Although it feels like you're not doing it as much. It feels almost like you're homebound more. And so he kind of misses it in that way too. But he's around a great deal. And I do feel like you have something of his. I'm in the bedroom and over to the right, up just a little ways. If I go to the right side, toward the middle, but not quite. And he sees this. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. And I want to move on. If I can find them, I did honestly try to be organized today, but that's a far shot. Okay. My father just got 8 years in prison. He was charged with child abuse and sex abuse, and I feel sick about it. How do I channel and find out if he did it, or is he just a scapegoat? Something does not feel right. Ugh. Nothing feels right. Nothing about this is probably ever really going to, feel right. Okay, let me see what I'm getting with this. Okay, I'm immediately sweating. I'm very, very nervous. I feel as though I was kind of found out. Okay, in a way. Now, what I have to do for something like this is sort of jump into his energy. So that's what I'm referring to. That's the sense that I'm getting. I'm feeling like some things were hidden, and I'm feeling like it wasn't all me. I'm feeling like there was somebody else involved, there were other circumstances involved, but I'm not completely innocent in it either. So I can't put 100%, okay, now coming from me again, I can't put 100% of the blame on him, but I can't take it off of him either. So there was certainly involvement. I think that, who is that? Okay, I do have your protector guide in here, as well as a grandfather who I'm assuming is his dad. Real dominant guy, a little rough around the edges. Talking about almost like disconnect from it. I want you to just disconnect from it. It feels to me like the way things are right now, you're not going to find out a ton more for the next like 3 years. And in time, it will reveal itself. You're going to have to go by what rings true in your gut. And right now, you can't tell. So don't keep trying to understand it, okay? Allow it to unfold. And eventually, it's as though you're driving and you're putting the thoughts together of things that were said by him, and you're able to connect what's being said now to what's coming out of his mouth down the road, and you're able to see clearly what it was, and it'll ring true to you. Okay, in the meantime, divide yourself off from the situation. That's how it's meant to be. Yes.
All right, we have another question from Facebook. This is from a Katie M, and she wants to know, when will my business become more profitable?
Ugh. I feel like you're pushing like a gigantic child in like a cart. You know, I feel like you have this major undertaking, and I've used similar comparisons here with the academy, because the profit from some things is not what you would expect it to be, okay? Sometimes you need a larger space, and the money that comes in does not always supply that. It's almost like your product is not an expensive product, and your product can't ever make the kind of profit that you need to get this big thing up and running, okay? In time, though, it will. I do feel like you're doing primarily what you're supposed to be doing, but it feels as though you're supposed to... Okay, I do have your work guide here, giving me this information. It's almost like you're supposed to let go of some of the things that you have in the business, some of the product, let's say, and bring in something else. When you bring in this something else, I feel the prosperity increasing. You're supposed to look at a more vast audience than what you have right now. And I feel like ding, 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 okay? A couple lights going off in the head. You're like, I thought of that. It would almost be like if you wanted to open up, you know, a gym, you would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna open up the gym, I'm gonna get some equipment, right? And then you're like, that'll be good. That's not good. You need to bring in some personal trainers. You need to bring in something like a Pilates room. You need to bring in the juice bar and the fruits, the vegetables, okay? Things like this. So expand on it a little bit. And I feel like catching the right eyes, okay? Networking is also going to kick up, but until you do some of these things, it feels a little stagnant. It's gonna take about a 3-year period of time, and I feel like you're already in that quite a ways, so we're definitely getting there, okay? Good things coming, for sure. Look at other cities that have what you have. I'm here in Chicago. I feel like look at other images of what you built and mimic the ones that are successful in this. Yes. Another one?
Yeah, this is from a user on Ustream.
Okay.
Kev SCH.
Okay.
And he wants to know, is there someone with me as in a departed loved one?
Okay. I'm getting 2 people behind you on mom's side of the family, and then someone in front of you. So it feels to me like a grandfather, primarily mom's side. I feel like big energy with him. I'm seeing another gentleman who looks, I don't know that he's short, but he feels like he has a lot of meat on the bones. And kind of a notable nose on him. And I'm sensing also a female who stands behind you, has a lot of maternal energy about her. I'm seeing smoking, which can also mean a cancerous condition. And I do have someone standing in front of you who is a lot of male energy. But I almost want to say that this seems like a guide to me, and you have this is your work guide, okay? You have a work guide in here who sort of works, I want to say, in cahoots with them, and they try to give you indication of where else you need to be. Now, what he's showing me is like pain in the back, pain going down the neck and down the arms, so if you're dealing with something, know that they're also bringing in a lot of healing to you. But he automatically, they all went up to a table, and it would be like if you had, say you were playing a game of checkers and you had checker pieces, okay, on this table. He went up and he took them and he started moving them around. And then the grandparents came over and they started moving them around as well. That's a symbol for where your life has been for a while, where it seems like shifting, 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 shifting. So their messages to you are about where everything needs to fall. I feel like more independence. I feel like more clarity in what you're doing, and I feel like more clarity in what you're doing with your time and your energy. Okay, so you're also about to go through a major transformative period where I feel like you're letting go of a lot of old stuff that you don't need anymore, and possibly that includes relationships and things like that. I feel like cutthroat, and I feel like move forward, be steady, have a goal, have a map for where you want to be, and get there. Yeah.
All right, another one from Ustream.
Okay.
This is from user Dakota6425. She says, I feel like if my friend and I had met at a different time, we would have made a good couple. Could you confirm or help me get closure on this?
To a degree, I want to say that I think that's a myth. I think that when two people want to be together, they'll be together. I'm not huge on, oh, it's all in the timing, even though I say it just to be nice in conversation. So you're right, it's all in the timing. No, it's not. It's about priorities. It's about making it a priority because it's truth. Okay, being together is if that's who you're truly supposed to be with, you make that happen. But it seems to me that it sort of isn't. Okay, the case here where nobody's making that happen, and I am under the impression that that's exactly how it was supposed to be. Okay, it does seem as though you guys have been together in the past. It does feel like there's a lot of dynamic energy going on there, but I want to say that this person is very much about going inward and staying in that energy, and you're very different in that way. I feel like you're always on to the next thing, you're on to the next project, you're on to the next opportunity or outlet that you would have to like give love and evolve and do all kinds of things and engage other people in it, and it just feels to me like it's not a good match that way. So as far as timing is concerned, I don't think so. I don't know. It's just really kind of not it right now. Okay, but I would say that some of the work that needs to get done in this life between the two of you can get done or did get done based on what was working in the relationship. Okay, thank you for that question. Okay, I want to go to, I'm afraid to find the number because then I'll lose the whole thing. Well, okay. From a 904, I'm asking for the live podcast show. Okay, I'm having trouble with willpower. How and will I find the strength to get done what I need to? Okay, so you're having trouble with willpower. Let me see what's going on. All right. I feel like the first thing coming in with you is confusion in the head. And it seems to me that you're pretty good at, okay, hold on. I have a lady stepping in here who feels to me very much like scattered energy. And I want to say she's not the kind of person who would have had scattered energy on the inside, but hit it well. It's almost like I could see it on the outside, how scattered her energy is. It kind of cracks me up. She feels a little plump to me, and I feel like white hair or like quite gray, okay, when she was older. And it feels kind of straight and almost like she had bangs. Like it would have stopped right about here. She comes through talking about busy, 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 busy. But how to get things done. And I feel like when she focused, she would have got something done in the most pristine, like the best of the best quality. But everything else looks like it was kind of just a bit of a jumbled mess. A lot of things half finished. And she likes to laugh. She likes to joke around. I feel like she enjoys that playful energy. But I could see how it could have taken a toll. Okay, also on the people around her, as well as herself in frustration sometimes. What I feel when she comes in is that she's mentioning this sort of being something that goes on with you, but in your mind. So I feel like even when you know what it is that you really need to be doing, you may have a little bit of an issue putting nose to the grind. The other thing is when you're coming up with ideas of what it is that you're supposed to do, I feel like you're not analyzing everything exactly. It's almost as though okay, it's like I'm gonna go play baseball because I like watching baseball on TV, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm sure I'll be plenty good at this. If not, I'll just enjoy it, right? So you like get up to bat and you're like hating it. You're like uncomfortable with the helmet. You're like, I can't hit this thing. You're like, this isn't fun at all. So I feel like when you get into certain situations, you're just really feeling like, now it's time for me to go, and I didn't analyze all the details and what I just agreed to do. You need to be a little bit more careful before you get yourself in the ball game, okay? She loves you very much. Okay, we are going to wrap up the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in at 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday night. Before this show, I have another Ask a Medium show on Para-X Radio, and you guys can also send your questions in for that. So find us at Ask a Medium on Facebook. If you want to book a reading with me, you can find me at Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com, or on Facebook at Ivy Rivera. Thanks so much.